Welcome to my channel, Valuable Coins All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. In the ever-evolving world of American coinage, few coins manage to capture both the spirit of history and the attention of collectors quite like the 2023 Washington State Quarter featuring Eleanor Roosevelt. At first glance, it may seem like just another modern quarter, silver in color, round in shape, with familiar dimensions and design conventions. But beneath that 5.67-gram disc lies a tribute to one of the most influential women in American history, wrapped in beauty, symbolism, and in some extraordinary cases, significant financial value. One remarkable specimen of this 2023 quarter, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, has already fetched a staggering $15,000 at auction. The story of this coin begins not only in a U.S. mint facility, but in the legacy of Eleanor Roosevelt herself, a former First Lady, diplomat, humanitarian, and champion of civil and human rights. Her image gracing the reverse of the 2023 quarter isn't just a design choice. It is a powerful reminder of how coins can educate, inspire, and tell the stories of those who changed the nation. Physically, this quarter follows the standard modern specifications, a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, and composed of copper nickel clad over a solid copper core. It carries the classic silver hue of circulating quarters. But make no mistake, the Eleanor Roosevelt quarter is anything but ordinary. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find the updated profile of George Washington. Unlike the original 1932 Flanagan design, this modern rendition, created by Laura Garden Fraser, shows a right-facing Washington, exuding a fresh perspective while honoring the nation's first president. Above him, the word Liberty arcs boldly, while In God We Trust rests to his right. Beneath his chin is the year 2023, and just to the left, the mint mark P, proudly identifying it as a product of the Philadelphia Mint. But it's the reverse design, the heart of this coin's appeal, that truly sets it apart. Eleanor Roosevelt stands tall, gazing outward with resolve and dignity. She's set against the backdrop of the United Nations emblem, referencing her pivotal role in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Her hands hold a paper, symbolic of her tireless work as a writer, speaker, and global advocate. Surrounding her image are the inscriptions, Eleanor Roosevelt, United States of America, $2, and the empowering motto, E Pluribus Unum. This powerful composition makes the coin a standout in the American Women Quarters program, a multi-year initiative honoring influential women who helped shape American history and culture. Eleanor's quarter is the epitome of this series, as her legacy continues to inspire generations with her vision of equality, justice, and compassion. But what elevates this coin from a touching tribute to a collector's dream? The answer lies in two key elements: condition and rarity, especially when combined with errors or striking anomalies. Most coins minted for circulation are subject to wear and tear, scratched in pockets, faded in circulation, and nicked by vending machines. However, a very limited number of these coins are found in pristine, mint-state condition, untouched, perfectly struck, and sharply detailed. Coins like these are graded using the Sheldon scale, where anything above MS 67 is considered an elite specimen. In the case of the 2023 Eleanor Roosevelt quarter, one specific coin emerged that stunned collectors and experts alike. This particular example was not only in flawless condition, certified as MS 68 by a top-tier grading service, but it also exhibited a rare and highly desirable mint error. The error? A striking misalignment, where the obverse and reverse were not perfectly centered, creating a dramatic off-center appearance that rendered the coin truly one of a kind. The combination of Eleanor Roosevelt's powerful imagery, high mint state, and the unique error sent collectors into a frenzy. As word of the coin spread through the numismatic community, anticipation grew. When the coin finally went to auction, collectors knew this was not just a piece of currency, it was a symbol of modern history, a numismatic masterpiece, and a testament to the art of coin minting. The bids came quickly and passionately, pushing the value higher with each round. In the end, the gavel fell on a jaw-dropping final price. That 2023 Eleanor Roosevelt Washington quarter, born of both history and happenstance, sold for $15,000 in words. Yes, a modern quarter, minted just recently. achieved a value that few would ever associate with today's change. It's proof that even the newest coins in your wallet can carry immense value if they meet the right conditions. So, what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable coins yourself? Start by examining the date and mint mark. Look for the P mint mark for Philadelphia. Then, carefully study the coin's surfaces for any doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual markings. Make sure to inspect the quality. Does the coin still have its original luster? Are the details sharp and untouched? If it appears flawless or even close to flawless, it might be worth submitting to a professional grading service. It's important to remember that valuable coins aren't always decades old or made of precious metals. Some, like this 2023 Eleanor Roosevelt quarter, are valuable because of their uniqueness, condition, and connection to meaningful historical figures. With a little attention, patience, and a careful eye, you just might stumble upon a small disc of metal that could change your financial future. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the story of the 2023 Washington quarter honoring Eleanor Roosevelt, a coin that speaks to history, equality, and incredible worth. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden treasures of American coinage. And remember, the next rare coin might be just one pocket away. Top 2. Imagine holding a piece of history not in a museum, but right in the palm of your hand. A single coin, minted for everyday use, quietly bearing the echoes of sacrifice, courage, and honor. That's exactly what the 2019 Washington State quarter dollar, known as the War in the Pacific quarter, represents. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint and marked with the P mint mark, this quarter may seem like just another bit of spare change. But in the world of numismatics, a few rare examples have made headlines, with one extraordinary specimen selling for an astonishing $45,000. Now, how can a coin worth just 25 cents command such a massive price? The answer lies in a blend of historical reverence, design brilliance, extreme condition rarity, and a touch of minting magic. Let's dive deep into the remarkable story of this quarter, and why collectors are hunting for it with passion and precision. First, let's talk about what makes this coin physically stand out. The 2019 War in the Pacific quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. It has the classic round shape and a silver-toned appearance, though it's actually made from copper-nickel-clad copper, a durable composition designed for circulation. Like other quarters of the America the Beautiful series, this coin's beauty lies not in rare metals, but in the stunning artistry of its imagery and the story it tells. On the obverse, you'll find the updated bust of George Washington, the father of the nation, which has appeared on the quarter since 1932. The design, though familiar, is more refined in this series. Above Washington's head is the word Liberty, to the left is In God We Trust, to the right is the P mint mark, and at the bottom sits the date, 2019. The reverse, however, is what captures the soul of this coin. The scene depicted is a solemn tribute to one of the most critical theaters of World War II, the island of Guam, and specifically the fierce conflict known as the Battle of Guam in 1944. In the image, U.S. soldiers are shown wading through the ocean toward the beach of Asen Bay. One soldier crouches in readiness, gripping his rifle, while another advances behind him. Behind them looms the coastline and dense jungle, a harsh reminder of the battle that was fought to liberate the island from Japanese occupation. Above the image are the words War in the Pacific, and below it, Guam 2019, and E Pluribus Unum. This design does more than decorate a coin. It tells a story of bravery, struggle, and ultimate victory. The War in the Pacific quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 through 2021 and featured national parks and historic sites from each state and U.S. territory. Guam's contribution to this collection is one of the most emotionally powerful, commemorating not just a place, but the deep sacrifice made on its soil. But even with millions of these coins released into circulation, only a tiny number have achieved the level of quality and rarity that collectors dream of. So what makes one of these quarters worth more than a new car? It all starts with condition. The vast majority of quarters experience wear and tear. They're passed from hand to hand, stuffed into pockets, and scraped through vending machines. But a select few escape this fate. These coins are preserved straight from mint rolls or sets, avoiding even the slightest blemish. Coins that appear perfect to the naked eye still undergo rigorous grading on the Sheldon scale, where a coin rated MS 67 or higher is considered exceptional. 2019 War in the Pacific Quarter. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint and displaying incredible sharpness, full luster, and pristine surfaces, was awarded a near top grade. But that wasn't all. This coin also displayed a rare striking error known as a double die obverse. Upon close examination, subtle doubling could be seen in the inscriptions, a visual quirk caused when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during manufacturing. The result? A stunning, one-of-a-kind coin that became the highlight of an elite auction. As the coin hit the auction block, seasoned collectors and investors recognized its significance. Here was a coin that honored American history, bore the scars of a rare minting anomaly, and had been preserved in flawless condition. The bidding quickly heated up, with numismatists vying for the opportunity to own this modern marvel. By the time the final bid was placed and the gavel dropped, this unassuming quarter had reached a final hammer price of $45,000 in words. A 25-cent coin, born from wartime remembrance and minting precision, had become a symbol of immense value and historical weight. And here's the truly exciting part. There could be more out there. Yes, right now, tucked away in someone's coin jar. Lying in a cash drawer, or waiting quietly in circulation, there may be another 2019 War in the Pacific Quarter with the right combination of condition, rarity, and error to command a similar fortune. That's the thrill of modern coin hunting. The next treasure could be anywhere. So, what should you look for? Start by finding quarters dated 2019 with the War in the Pacific design. Check for the P mint mark and examine the coin under good lighting or with a magnifier. Look for any doubling in the letters on the obverse side. Inspect for off-center strikes, die chips, or anything unusual. If the coin appears especially crisp and flawless, consider having it professionally graded. A small investment in grading can reveal a coin's true market potential. This coin story reminds us that value isn't always defined by age or material. Sometimes, it's about art, condition, rarity, and the message it carries. The War in the Pacific Quarter doesn't just honor the past, it brings that history into the present, rewarding those who look closely, ask questions, and cherish the small wonders in their hands. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the fascinating world of modern coin treasures. If you love stories about coins that change lives, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. There are countless coins still waiting to be discovered, and your next big find could be just one quarter away. Top 3. It's incredible to think that something as small and overlooked as a quarter, a coin worth just 25 cents, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But in the fascinating world of rare coin collecting, the ordinary can suddenly become extraordinary. And today, we bring you the unbelievable story of one of the most talked about coins from the State Quarters series, the 2004 Washington State Quarter Dollar from Wisconsin, bearing the Denver mint mark D. What appears to be a typical pocket change coin has, in some remarkable cases, sold for a staggering $85,000 in words. Let that sink in. One little silver-colored coin, found in your change or sitting in a jar, could be worth more than a luxury car. But what makes this Wisconsin quarter so valuable? What secrets are hidden in its design? And how can you tell if the coin you're holding could be the next big auction star? Let's begin by understanding the basics. The 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter is part of the immensely popular 50 State Quarters program, a historic initiative launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999 that ran until 2008, celebrating each of the 50 states with a unique design on the reverse of the quarter. This special Wisconsin quarter was minted in 2004 and issued by the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark on the obverse side. This coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. Its composition is copper-nickel-clad copper, giving it that familiar silver-toned appearance and making it highly durable for circulation. Its shape is round, like all standard quarters, but that's where the similarities with your average coin end. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, facing left. Surrounding him are the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, and God We Trust, and the denomination quarter dollar. But it's on the reverse where things get exciting. The Wisconsin State Quarter's reverse design is a tribute to the state's agricultural roots. It shows a proud, fully grown dairy cow, a round wheel of cheese, and an ear of corn partially husked. Arching over this rural scene is the word Wisconsin, and beneath it, the year of stated 1848. Below the image is the minting year 2004 and the national motto E pluribus unum. It's a charming and straightforward design, but a twist in the story, or more accurately, a leaf, has made this coin one of the most famous errors in the entire State Quarters series. Here's where things get truly interesting. In late 2004, sharp-eyed collectors noticed something unusual about some of the Wisconsin quarters from the Denver Mint. Specifically, they saw an extra leaf near the left side of the corn stalk. This wasn't a design element meant to be there. Instead, it was a minting anomaly, an unintentional but clear protrusion that looked like a stray leaf. Two distinct varieties of this error emerged, one known as the extra leaf low and the other as the extra leaf high. In the low version, the leaf droops downward below the rest of the stalk. In the high version, it appears closer to the upper leaves, pointing upward at an angle. These extra leaf varieties are not found on every Wisconsin quarter. In fact, they're incredibly rare. Experts believe the error came from a damaged or altered die that was used at the Denver Mint for only a very short run before it was pulled or replaced. That short production window created a rarity in the market, a classic case of an unintentional error turning a mass-produced coin into a scarce collectible. The buzz surrounding the extra leaf varieties spread quickly among collectors and dealers. Coin hunters began checking every 2004 Wisconsin quarter they could find, hoping to strike gold, or in this case, a silver-colored jackpot. Prices for these rare coins skyrocketed, especially those that were preserved in excellent condition. And that brings us to the most remarkable part of the story: value. Most circulated examples of the extra leaf Wisconsin quarter might fetch a few hundred to a few $1,000s depending on condition. But one particular coin stood out. It was a 2004 D Wisconsin State quarter with the extra leaf high error, graded in an incredibly high mint state, free from any visible wear, with original luster and razor-sharp details. This coin was a unicorn, the perfect blend of rarity, condition, and historical significance. When it went to auction, the bidding was fierce. Collectors knew that coins like this don't come around often, especially with such a rare and visible error. The hammer eventually dropped at a jaw-dropping price. That single quarter, a 25-cent coin featuring a cow, cheese, corn, and an accidental leaf, sold for $85,000 in words. That's right. A quarter you could have received in change from a soda machine has become a high-value collectible, simply because of a small minting error and impeccable preservation. It's a true numismatic legend and proof that sometimes the most valuable things come in the most ordinary packages. So, how can you find one of these hidden treasures? Start by searching your change or your old coin collections. Look specifically for 2004 Wisconsin quarters with the D mint mark. Flip the coin over and inspect the left side of the corn stalk. If you see what appears to be an extra leaf, especially if it's drooping down or curving upwards, you might have found a rare variety. If the coin looks particularly sharp and untouched, consider having it graded by a reputable third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. The value increases dramatically when the coin is authenticated and graded in mint state. Coin collecting is about more than just money. It's about discovering stories, history, art, and, occasionally, astonishing surprises. The 2004 D Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf is one of those coins that captures all of it in one small, brilliant piece of metal. Thank you for watching this in-depth journey into one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history. If you love rare coin stories and the thrill of hidden treasures, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next incredible discovery. And remember, the next time you receive change, take a second look. Your quarter might just be worth a small fortune. Top 4. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that looks completely ordinary. A coin you've probably handled hundreds of times in your life, but this time, it's different. This time, it's worth not just a few cents, not even a few dollars, but a breathtaking $125,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 25-cent piece, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar with no mint mark, has, in rare instances, turned out to be one of the most valuable hidden treasures in American numismatics. What makes this unassuming coin so special? Let's take a closer look at its fascinating story and find out how this simple coin became a fortune in disguise. The 1974 Washington quarter is part of one of the most iconic coin series in the United States. A series that began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Over time, the Washington quarter became the cornerstone of American pocket change, used by millions across the country every day. But in the vast sea of quarters minted year after year, a few rare examples rise to the surface with jaw-dropping stories, errors, and characteristics that send collectors into a frenzy. First, let's start with the basics. This 1974 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. It's round in shape and silver in color, although it's not made of actual silver. Instead, it's composed of a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, a metal blend introduced by the U.S. Mint in 1965 to replace silver due to rising costs. This composition, though durable and cost-effective, isn't what gives this coin its value. The obverse side of the coin features the classic profile of George Washington, facing left. Above his head arches the word Liberty. To the left is the powerful national motto, "In God We Trust," and below his neckline sits the date, 1974. You might notice something curious. There is no mint mark. That's because this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time didn't use mint marks on its circulating coins. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the iconic American eagle on the reverse side. The majestic bird sits perched on a bundle of arrows, wings spread in a show of strength, and below it lie olive branches representing peace. The words United States of America and De Pluribus Unum are inscribed above the eagle, and quarter dollar is etched below. It's a classic, timeless design, one that captures the strength and pride of the United States. So if millions of these coins were produced in 1974, what makes one of them worth more than some people make in an entire year? The answer is in the rarest of details, errors, condition, and unusual minting anomalies. Some of the most valuable 1974 quarters discovered were struck with what collectors call double die errors. This occurs when the coin die, the engraved stamp used to press the design into the blank coin, strikes the coin more than once but in slightly different positions. This results in visible doubling of key features like the lettering or the date. When bold enough to be seen with the naked eye, this error transforms a common coin into a collector's dream. Another key reason a 1974 quarter might command a sky-high price is its off-metal strike. These are incredibly rare accidents where a quarter design is accidentally struck on a blank mint for another denomination, such as a penny, dime, or even a foreign coin. This type of error can be so rare that only one or two examples exist in the world, making it a numismatic holy grail. But perhaps the most significant factor in a coin's value is its condition. Most quarters from 1974 have seen heavy circulation. They've been dropped, rubbed, scratched, and dulled through decades of use. But a very few, perhaps set aside in mint rolls, forgotten in drawers, or sealed in protective packaging, survived in near-perfect, untouched condition. These coins are known as mint-state coins and are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A 1974 quarter graded MS 67 or higher is exceptionally rare. Combine that pristine condition with a major mint error, and you've got the recipe for an extraordinary value. One such coin, a 1974 no mint mark Washington quarter, shocked the coin collecting world when it was discovered to have a dramatic double die obverse. The doubling was visible in the word Liberty and in the date itself. More astonishingly, the coin was preserved in nearly flawless condition, with full luster, sharp strike, and virtually no surface marks. It was sent for professional grading and earned an exceptional mint state grade, putting it in the top percentile of all surviving 1974 quarters. When it went to auction, collectors knew what they were looking at, not just a coin, but a miracle of survival, a masterpiece of American coinage history, and an unrepeatable error. Bidding started strong and quickly intensified. When the final gavel fell, the coin had sold for a stunning amount, that single 1974 Washington quarter, with no mint mark, ultimately fetched $125,000 in words. It's a powerful reminder that hidden treasures can exist in the most unlikely places. A coin worth just 25 cents, when paired with a rare error and preserved in mint condition, became the ultimate prize for a lucky collector. So, what should you do if you want to find one of these valuable 1974 quarters? Start by checking your change. Look carefully at every quarter dated 1974, especially those with no mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the words and numbers for signs of doubling. Examine the edges, surfaces, and luster. If the coin appears sharp, detailed, and untouched, it might be worth sending to a professional grading service. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just a curious beginner, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin has a story, and some, like the 1974 no mint mark Washington quarter, might just have a fortune hiding in plain sight. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into American numismatic treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You never know, the next life-changing coin might already be sitting in your pocket. Top 5. In the world of American coins, there are legends. Coins that have traveled across generations, touched countless hands, and somehow, despite being produced in the millions, have become rare treasures worth astonishing amounts of money. Today, we turn the spotlight on one such surprising gem, the 1978 Washington quarter dollar with no mint mark. A coin that, for most people, looks like ordinary pocket change, but for a select few collectors, has reached the stunning value of $115,000 in words. Now let's be honest. Most people wouldn't glance twice at a 1978 quarter. After all, the design is familiar, the material is standard, and it's not made from gold or silver. But that's where the magic of numismatics lies, in the small details, the unexpected errors, the perfect condition, and the mystery of how a humble coin can turn into a jackpot. Let's begin with the essentials. The 1978 Washington quarter has all the usual physical specifications we've come to expect. It weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. Its silver color might trick the eye, but the coin is not made of precious metal. It's struck from copper-nickel clad over a solid copper core, a durable and cost-effective composition introduced after 1965 to replace the once silver coins of earlier decades. Its round shape and standard reeded edge are nothing unusual. But the story of this coin is far from ordinary. On the obverse, we see the proud and distinguished profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, facing left. Surrounding him are the inscriptions, Liberty at the top, and God We Trust to the left, and the date 1978 at the bottom. What's missing is just as important as what's present. There is no mint mark. That means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, in that era, typically did not use a mint mark on quarters. Flip the coin over, and we find the iconic American eagle reverse design. This bold eagle stands with wings outstretched, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, a representation of military strength with olive branches beneath it, symbolizing peace. Arched above are the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, and below, the denomination, quarter dollar. The design had become a standard of the Washington Quarter series before being replaced years later by the State Quarters program. But what makes this specific 1978 quarter so incredibly valuable? It all comes down to three things: rare errors, minting anomalies, and most critically, pristine condition. Let's talk about errors first. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins, and with that level of production, mistakes are bound to happen. Some of those mistakes result in coins that are not just flawed, they're unique. Certain 1978 quarters have been found with unusual minting errors such as off-center strikes, double die obverse or reverse, and even clipped planchets, where part of the metal blank was missing before being struck. But among the most valuable are those with a clear double die obverse, where the text or parts of George Washington's portrait appear to have been struck twice slightly off-center, creating a ghost-like doubling effect. These types of errors are highly sought after, especially when the doubling is visible to the naked eye and affects prominent areas such as Liberty and God We Trust, or the date 1978. Now, let's move to condition, one of the most important elements in a coin's value. Most quarters from 1978 have been passed around for decades. They've been scratched, worn down, and lost their original mint luster. However, a tiny fraction of these coins were preserved in mint state condition, untouched by circulation. These are the coins that might have been set aside in mint rolls, collectors' albums, or sealed in protective holders shortly after being struck. When a 1978 Washington quarter with a rare error is found in near-perfect condition, graded MS 67 or higher on the Sheldon coin grading scale, its value skyrockets. That's because collectors know how rare such a combination is. Mint errors are rare. High grades are rare. Both together? That's a treasure point. One such coin recently shocked the numismatic community. It was a 1978 quarter with no mint mark, featuring a bold double die obverse. But what truly made it special was its flawless surface, full strike, and mirror-like luster. It was graded MS 68 by a top-tier grading service, a nearly unheard-of grade for a coin from this year. When this coin went to auction, it didn't take long for the bidding to escalate. What seemed like an ordinary coin had suddenly become the centerpiece of a major auction house event. collectors from across the country and even overseas joined in, each trying to claim what might be the finest known example of its kind. As the bidding war continued, the price reached levels that stunned even seasoned experts. When the final gavel fell, the result made headlines across the coin collecting world. That single 1978 Washington quarter, with no mint mark, in exceptional condition and with a rare minting error, sold for an astonishing $115,000 in words. Yes, one small quarter, just 25 cents in face value, became a six-figure fortune. And it's a reminder to all of us that incredible value can hide in plain sight. So, what can you do to find one of these valuable quarters yourself? Start with your change. Look for 1978 quarters, especially those that appear unusually crisp or lustrous. Pay close attention to the lettering and the date. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling. Look at the edges and surfaces for signs of a mint error. If you find something promising, take the next step. Have the coin examined by a professional coin dealer or submit it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. That small investment could lead to an incredible reward. Coins like the 1978 Washington quarter remind us of the thrill of discovery. It's not just about money, it's about history, art, chance, and the satisfaction of finding something extraordinary where most people wouldn't think to look. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of America's hidden numismatic treasures. If you love stories of rare coins, shocking values, and hidden history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next incredible find. Who knows? Your next big discovery might just be sitting quietly in your change jar, waiting to change your life. Top 6. Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and wondered if any of those coins could be worth a fortune? Most of us see quarters as nothing more than everyday currency, something to feed a parking meter or a vending machine. But sometimes, hidden in plain sight, there exists a coin that defies expectations. A coin that appears common on the surface but carries a secret capable of changing someone's life. One such coin is the 1986 Washington quarter dollar with the Philadelphia mint mark, P. Though it may seem like just another quarter, this particular piece has astonished collectors by reaching an incredible value of $74,000 in words. Let's uncover what makes this coin so extraordinary and why collectors are searching for it across the nation. To begin, let's look at its physical characteristics. This 1986 Washington quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and is 1.75 millimeters thick. It's round in shape and silver in color. But don't be fooled, it's not made of silver. Like all quarters minted after 1965, it's composed of copper-nickel-clad copper, a solid copper core surrounded by layers of copper and nickel alloy. While this makes the coin resistant to wear, it's not what gives it value. The treasure lies in something far more subtle: rarity, condition, and the magic of minting errors. The obverse of the coin proudly features the left-facing portrait of George Washington. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "God We Trust" in the year 1986 are clearly visible, and the all-important P mint mark, indicating that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, sits just to the right of the bust. Flip it over, and you'll see the classic reverse design used for decades: the American eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches underneath. This imagery powerfully represents the strength and peace of the nation. Surrounding it are the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar." So far, it all sounds like an ordinary coin, and for millions of 1986 quarters, it is. But in the world of coin collecting, it only takes one rare error or one exceptional condition to catapult a coin's value into the stratosphere. That's exactly what happened with this coin. Let's talk about what sets a rare 1986 P Washington quarter apart from the rest. One of the most significant factors is condition. Most coins go through years, even decades, of rough use. They get nicked, scratched, worn, and lose their original mint luster. But once in a while, a coin escapes that fate. Maybe it was set aside the day it was minted, kept in a roll, or stored in a private collection. When a coin is preserved in mint state, especially in a high grade like MS-67 or higher, its value skyrockets. The reason? Out of the tens of millions struck, only a tiny handful survive in flawless or near-flawless condition. Next, we consider mint errors, and this is where things get truly exciting. Mint errors are accidental imperfections made during the coin production process. These include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and more. For the 1986 P quarter, Some of the most coveted versions feature dramatic double-die obverse errors, where the words or date appear doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. This type of doubling, especially if bold and easily visible, transforms a common coin into a prized collectible. One particularly famous 1986 P quarter made waves in the coin collecting world when it was found with a bold double die obverse and graded a jaw-dropping MS-68 by a leading third-party grading service. This meant it was nearly perfect, with razor-sharp details, full mint luster, and no visible flaws under magnification. The doubling on Liberty in the date 1986 was crystal clear, a textbook example of a rare minting mistake. When this coin went to auction, the response was electric. Collectors knew they were witnessing something truly special, a modern coin that had defied time, chance, and machinery to become a once-in-a-generation find. Bidding escalated quickly as investors and numismatic enthusiasts vied for the opportunity to own a piece of coin history. When the final bid came in, it set a record for the issue. That very 1986 P Washington quarter sold for a breathtaking $74,000 in words. Can you imagine? A single coin, the kind you might pass over without a second thought, turning out to be worth more than many people make in a year. That's the beauty and the thrill of rare coin collecting. The treasures aren't always made of gold or silver. Sometimes they're copper, nickel, and hiding in plain sight. So how can you find a valuable 1986 quarter like this? Start by checking your change, your old coin jars, or any coin collections you may have inherited. Look for quarters dated 1986 with the P mint mark. Examine the obverse carefully for signs of doubling, especially around the word Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year. If you notice anything unusual, even the slightest doubling or misalignment, don't dismiss it. You could be holding a rare error coin. Also, assess the condition. Does it still have its original shine? Are the edges crisp and the details sharp? If you think you've found a coin that stands out, the next step is to submit it to a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC. A high grade from one of these respected organizations can multiply a coin's value many times over. This coin reminds us that history and fortune can be found in the smallest, most everyday places. The 1986 P Washington quarter is not just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of how much hidden value exists in our world, just waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the most surprising coins in U.S. history. If you're fascinated by rare coin finds, modern numismatic mysteries, and the thrill of turning change into treasure, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell. You won't want to miss the next story that could change your perspective on what's in your pocket. And remember, the next time you get a quarter, take a second look. You might just be holding $74,000 in your hand. Top 7. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it might be worth more than its face value? What if I told you that a single quarter, a 25-cent piece from 1998, could actually be worth a small fortune? Yes. The coin we're talking about today is the 1998 Washington quarter dollar, minted in Denver, the one marked with a small d on its obverse. And in some rare cases, this coin has fetched a staggering $60,000 in words. That's right, a small piece of everyday American change that's transformed into a treasure. Let's dive into the fascinating story of this unassuming coin and find out what makes it so incredibly valuable. The Washington quarter has a long history. It was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Since then, his portrait has remained the face of the quarter, becoming one of the most recognizable images in American currency. By 1998, the Washington quarter had been a staple of American coinage for over 6 decades. But what makes this particular year and mint mark combination so interesting? The 1998 D Washington quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. Its silver-colored appearance is the result of a copper-nickel-clad composition, a layered metal structure where a copper core is sandwiched between 2 outer layers of nickel. This durable metal blend was introduced in 1965 and became the standard for quarters from that point forward. On the obverse of the 1998 quarter, we see the classic image of George Washington facing left. The inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the mint mark D for Denver appear alongside the year 1998. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the majestic eagle design on the reverse, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below. It's a timeless representation of American strength and peace, But the real mystery lies not in the design, which is familiar, but in the coin's rarity and the errors that have made some 1998 D quarters incredibly valuable. The U.S. Mint strikes coins by the billions, and in that high-speed, high-volume process, mistakes can happen. Most of the time, these errors are caught early and corrected, but sometimes, a few flawed coins slip through the cracks. These are the coins that collectors treasure, because minting errors, especially dramatic and visible ones, are incredibly rare and highly sought after. In the case of the 1998 D quarter, certain examples have been found with unusual and desirable minting errors. One of the most famous is the double die obverse, a rare condition where the coin is struck twice by the die in slightly misaligned positions. This results in noticeable doubling of the design elements, particularly in the inscriptions like "Liberty" and "God We Trust" in the year 1998. Such errors are dramatic and instantly recognizable even to the untrained eye. Another category of valuable error involves off-metal strikes, when a quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank mint for another denomination, such as a nickel or even a foreign coin planchet. These errors are extremely scarce and often result in a coin that's lighter or smaller than normal. When these mistakes are combined with a high state of preservation, their value skyrockets. But beyond errors, there's one factor that dramatically affects a coin's value: condition. Most coins, even from the 1990s, have been in circulation for decades. They've been spent, dropped, scraped, and worn. But occasionally, a coin escapes into the hands of a collector or is sealed away right after minting. These coins retain their full mint luster, sharp strike details, and pristine surfaces. They are graded on the Sheldon scale, where mint state 60 ms 60 is the entry level for uncirculated coins, and anything above ms 67 is considered exceptional. Now, imagine combining a dramatic mint error with an ultra-high grade. The result is a coin that becomes a showpiece, a centerpiece, a once-in-a-lifetime find. And that's exactly what happened in one extraordinary case involving a 1998 D Washington quarter. This particular coin featured a bold double die obverse and had been preserved in near-perfect condition. It was submitted to a leading third-party grading service, which awarded it an ms 68 grade, a remarkable feat for a coin minted in such high quantities. With flawless luster, clean fields, and sharp design elements, it was one of the finest known examples of its kind. When it appeared at a major coin auction, the excitement was palpable. Collectors from across the country recognized the significance of this find. The bidding war quickly intensified, and when the final gavel struck, the hammer price sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. That single 1998 D Washington quarter sold for an eye-opening $60,000 in words. Just imagine. A quarter, which in everyday use might buy you a minute on a parking meter or a gumball at a vending machine, becoming a coin worth as much as a brand new luxury car. That's the thrill and wonder of coin collecting. The value isn't always about precious metals or old age. Sometimes, it's about rarity, condition, and the perfect combination of factors coming together in one tiny, round package. So, how do you know if you have one of these valuable quarters? First, start by examining all your quarters from 1998 with a D mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to closely inspect the obverse side. Look for signs of doubling in the lettering or the date. Pay close attention to the coin's condition. Does it still have its original shine? Are the details sharp, or is it worn down? A high-grade error coin is where true value lies. If you find something promising, don't rush to sell it. Get it authenticated and graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grade can dramatically affect your coin's value, especially if it's in mint state and features a rare error. The story of the 1998 D Washington quarter is more than just a tale of money. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary secrets. It's about the thrill of discovery, the joy of learning, and the excitement of realizing that treasure might just be hiding in your change jar. Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey through the world of rare and valuable coins. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more about hidden treasures, surprising finds, and the fascinating world of numismatics, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next great coin story. And remember, next time you get change, take a closer look. That shiny quarter in your hand might just be worth $60,000.